Most men think attraction is about words. They think it's about what you say, the perfect line, or some clever compliment. But the truth? What leaves the deepest mark on a woman isn't your words, it's your touch. The way you hold her hand, the way you guide her through a door, the way you make her feel without saying anything at all. And if you learn how to touch a woman the right way, she will carry that memory with her. She'll replay it over and over in her mind, even when you're not around. She won't just remember you, she'll feel you. But here's the problem. Most men get this wrong. They either touch too soon, too aggressively, or in ways that feel needy, clumsy, or uncalibrated. And when that happens, the magic is gone. So today, I'm going to show you 7 secrets backed by psychology, attraction science, and even Stoic philosophy that will teach you how to touch a woman so she can't stop thinking about you. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll show you how the Stoics understood something powerful about human connection, something that can turn even the smallest touch into something unforgettable. Let's get started. Secret 1, the power of presence before touch. Before you ever touch a woman, you need to understand this. The energy you bring into the room matters more than your hands ever will. Think about Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, your internal state radiates outward. If you are anxious, needy, or desperate to touch her, she will feel it. She'll sense the tension, and instead of craving your touch, she will recoil from it. But if you are calm, grounded, and present, she'll feel safe in your presence. She'll relax, and that's when touch becomes powerful. Presence first, touch second. This is why the best touch begins without touch. It begins with eye contact, with listening, with the calm way you occupy space. Women feel this, and when your presence is solid, even the lightest brush of your hand will send electricity through her body. Secret 2, start where it's safe. Men often misunderstand intimacy. They think it starts with bold moves, hugging too tightly, touching too intimately, too soon. But female psychology works differently. A woman associates touch with trust. If she doesn't trust you yet, every touch feels like a violation. But if you start small, where it's safe, she relaxes into it. So where is it safe? The neutral zones. Her hand when you greet her, the small of her back when guiding her through a doorway, the shoulder in a moment of shared laughter. These are simple touches. They're not sexual, they're not aggressive, but they're powerful. Why? Because they build a bridge. They tell her subconscious, "You're safe with me." And once safety is established, attraction can grow. Remember what Epictetus said. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you want to be the kind of man she trusts, act like it. Your touch should reflect your patience and self-control. Secret 3, the slow build, patience over impulse. A man who rushes touch reveals something dangerous. He has no control over himself, and women instinctively fear men who lack control. But when you build slowly, when your touch unfolds naturally over time, you awaken her imagination. She starts anticipating her next move. And anticipation is where desire lives. Think about it. Which is more powerful? Grabbing her hand suddenly, or letting your fingers linger just close enough that she starts to crave the moment they finally touch? This is why the Stoics practiced restraint. Seneca wrote, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." When you restrain yourself, when you don't rush, you communicate something deep. I choose to touch you, not because I need to, but because I want to. And women can't resist that kind of control. Secret 4, touch that mirrors emotion. Here's something most men never learn. The best touch isn't random. It mirrors the emotion of the moment. If she's laughing, touch her arm lightly. If she's sharing something vulnerable, place your hand gently on her back or her hand. If she's excited, high-five her and let your hand linger just a second longer. When your touch matches the emotion, it feels natural. It deepens the connection. Modern psychology calls this mirroring. Stoicism calls it living in harmony with nature. You're not forcing touch. You're flowing with the moment. This is why a single, well-timed touch can mean more than a dozen forced ones, because it doesn't interrupt the emotion. It amplifies it. Secret 6, the element of surprise. The most unforgettable touches are often the ones that come unexpectedly, but in a way that feels natural, not forced. Think about guiding her through a crowd with a gentle hand on her waist, or brushing a stray hair from her face during a conversation, or lightly touching her hand when you make a point. These small, surprising gestures break patterns. They catch her off guard in a good way, and because they are subtle, she replays them in her mind later. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you surprise her with thoughtful touch, you leave her with thoughts she can't stop revisiting. Secret 7, this signature touch. Now finally, the most powerful secret of all. Develop your own unique signature touch. Something small, something simple, but something only you do. Maybe it's the way you brush her hand with your thumb when you hold it. Maybe it's the way you tuck her hair behind her ear when you talk. Maybe it's the way you squeeze her shoulder in a moment of encouragement. This touch becomes yours. No other man does it. No other man gives her that feeling. And because it's unique, she associates it only with you. The Stoics believed in leaving behind an impression through action, not words. And your signature touch does exactly that. It marks you in her memory, not as just another man, but the man she can't stop thinking about. Conclusion, the Stoic secret behind touch. Now let's bring this full circle. Touch isn't about physical technique. It's about presence, patience, restraint, and intention, the very qualities the Stoics practiced every day. When you touch a woman with calmness instead of desperation, with patience instead of hurry, with intention instead of randomness, you stand out. You become unforgettable. Because in the end, women don't crave men who touch the most. They crave men whose touch means the most. And if you master these 7 secrets, you'll be that man, the man whose touch lingers, the man she replays in her mind, the man she can't stop thinking about. So the next time you're with her, remember, your hands are not just physical. They are the extension of your inner state. Calm them, steady them, and let every touch be deliberate. That's how you touch a woman so she can't stop thinking about you.